98 days. Jake Curry, Blake Beams. You're watching the Take the Heat podcast. Soon to be on.
Yep.
Streaming on YouTube. You're hearing it right now.
It's been way too long.
It's been so long.
Way
Jake
too
Curry.
long. Way too
my
long.
Goodness. It's been, what, 3 months?
I think just about
We got
in there,
out
3 or
in
4
May.
months.
I remember the exact day. We got on May 26th.
You remember that?
I don't even. You know what the last day we recorded too? May 18th.
So it's been what?
17th. my
3.
fault.
That's what?
May 17th.
2 months? 3 months?
Two,
That's
3
3
months.
months. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
About 3
August
months.
23rd.
Yeah.
It's been over 3 months. This is unbelievable. I'm so glad to just be back here, dog.
I know. It feels good.
You know what I mean?
Feels really good.
I would want to do, since now we got a full year, we got a full school year.
Yeah.
This now would be cool. But really, what I just want to do is just literally jump so right into it.
All right, let's
I'm
do it.
so ready.
Let's do it.
And so I promised you something before we started the show.
Mhm.
I got them right here. Camera can probably.
I want to
the
know
camera
what
can
those
see 'em.
hats are. I don't
There
know
are
what.
2 hats right here.
Okay.
And first, what we got, beautiful,
Don't pull out
luxurious,
Don't do it.
snapback.
All right.
I got it tight to my head because I wear this hat every single day. Jake Curry, we got the Menards hat.
No way.
Yes, sir.
No
So we got
way.
the Menards hat. This will come in handy in a moment.
All right.
Come in handy in a moment. So there's your first choice, the beautiful, immaculate Menards hat. I don't
Okay.
think there's anything better, right? And then we just got this Louisville 2013 national. For some reason, this isn't recognized by the NCAA. They discontinued it. I don't know. This hat sucks. But which one do you want?
Just for the sake of things, let's go with the Louisville championship hat.
This hat?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right. I think it's off-brand because I don't remember. I don't remember who won in 2013. I know it wasn't Louisville.
Man,
So I
couldn't have been.
Yeah, I don't know who's in Atlanta. So I guess we're just gonna use this one.
Couldn't have been.
All right, so like I said, jumping into it for real this time, we got a new series kind of in this. Basically, what we're gonna do, opening every single show, we're gonna have one of our directors write down a few topics for us, whatever we're talking about that day, and we're gonna draw some out of this hat, whatever it is. It's gonna be our opening segment. Jake Curry, are you ready?
Yes. Let's do
All
it.
right, we've got 10 papers right here. It fell. One of them fell. He's got it.
Let's see.
All right, you ready to get
Let's
this?
take one.
Oh no, we gotta shake it up first. There you go. There you go.
Got it. All right. Let me take this one.
It's a big one.
All right. It's the
I think
big
there's 2
one.
in there.
There's one. All right. This one is the game of the year for you.
I knew
All right.
it
Let's
was
start
gonna
with
be the
that
game
one.
of the
Look,
year.
this is the one I wanted too. I told you that.
We talked about this last period.
Yeah.
He said we are getting this game of the year one. And
All right. You want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
He ain't lying, by the way. All right. I told you this because remember we were talking about non-conference and conference, whatever.
Right.
Easily, what I want to go for is Utah Oregon. I love this game every year.
Mhm.
I think Utah is one of the best teams in the nation. I think we both are pretty in agreement in that.
Definitely.
And I think Oregon's good. I don't think they're as good as Utah, but here's the thing. It is in Oregon. This is a 7-11 matchup, preseason rankings.
Yeah.
7-11. It's at Oregon. It's one of the best rivalries every single year in college football. Give me Utah, Oregon for game of the year.
Me personally, I don't think anybody in the Pac-12 is beating Utah this year.
Okay.
So I don't think it being in Eugene is gonna make that much of a difference. So I do think Utah wins this game fairly easy, maybe 7-14 points, somewhere in that range. But so that I don't think to me that'll be the game of the year. Maybe the game of the year in the Pac-12, but overall game of the year, I don't think. I'd have to go with Georgia, Oregon. I'd go
Oregon?
Georgia, Oregon.
So we
just
like Oregon,
neutral.
though.
Yeah, I'll go on the same lines with the Oregon pick, but I think first game of the season being in Atlanta, neutral site game, the return of Dan Lanning, Georgia's old defensive coordinator. I think those storylines all offseason have been pretty big. I want to see what he can do with Oregon, and then see how Georgia steps up without all the possibly the greatest defense of all time, all leaving last year. So see how that is. And then best conference game, I had Bama at Arkansas.
Okay. I didn't go this deep. I'm just-
We'll get
I'm just saying we're fighting
into
still
that.
right now.
I want to get into that Bama Arkansas game a little more in depth later because I got something for that.
I got you. So, let me get this straight. I kind of already knew this, but, for the camera. You're a Georgia fan.
Yep.
You got to listen to this. You're a Georgia fan.
Don't do it.
You like Oregon this year. And he's got a Florida State key lanyard on right now. I
Okay,
swear
this
to you.
one is because it was in my closet. I don't know why it was in there, but it was the only thing I had.
He dropped it on the ground last
Oh.
period and freaked out
You
because that's
said-
his favorite ACC
Yeah,
team.
I won't say all that, but yeah, I do think that'll be the game of the year, and then we'll get into the little Arkansas hype later.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
like Arkansas?
Oh
that
yeah,
much?
for sure.
I like
do
Ole Miss
definitely.
more than Arkansas.
I don't know. I don't have that much faith in Ole Miss this year. Next year, Ole Miss, sure. This year, I don't have that much.
I'm
faith
not
in
an
it.
SEC fan. So
Yeah,
you know
that's
how it
true.
is, you know what I
That's
mean?
true.
I mean, granted, I'll take Georgia over both any day.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
I hate to be your guy, but I'm taking Alabama over Georgia this year.
I don't know. I don't know this year. I don't know since it was last year was a rebuilding year. I want to see how that plays out for him.
I was at that game. I think I've told you that before.
Yeah,
maybe a few times.
Still mad you got tickets.
Once
to
or twice, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's one of those times. You know what I mean? I did enjoy it though. And that team's phenomenal. Like really.
Yeah.
That Georgia team last year.
Ridiculous.
You mentioned greatest defense ever.
I said one of them. I didn't say the greatest, but it's definitely one of them.
I'm down with it.
Yeah.
I think that team's great.
Through like the first 10 games, they gave up like 3 points in total.
Georgia,
like overall, like average points was like 3, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I just want to see how they can bounce back. I mean, Nolan Smith, linebacker, he's coming back.
Yep.
Keely Ringo, star corner. That's really about it, honestly. I mean, we have depth at all positions, but
deep,
notable players. That's about who was there last year.
Right.
So I'm just really intrigued to see how they match up well with Oregon, given that Oregon's a pretty solid team with speed at receiver, pretty good on defense. Given Pac-12 to give up 50 points every game,
Yeah.
but I just want to see how they on both sides of the ball how they do. So.
Yeah. I think that whole SEC is kind of. I wouldn't say it's up in the air this year.
SEC is stacked this year.
Yeah, you got your favorites,
especially in the West.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, you got your favorites.
Yeah.
And SEC, you got your Bama, your Georgia, got all that. But it's like you said, the team's so deep. Every team is so deep.
Yeah.
Some other teams don't got star power, and some teams do got star power. I'm looking at Kentucky with Will Levis. So they got star power, but they don't really got the depth, or you got plenty of depth, they don't got really the star power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then when
I don't even think, and I'm sorry to cut you off,
good.
but I don't even think that conference has the best QB this year. And I think we can both agree on this.
Yeah.
Bryce Hall.
Bryce Young.
Bryce. I wasn't even thinking Bryce Young, guys.
C.J. Stroud.
C.J.
Yeah,
Stroud.
definitely. That's what we agree on for sure.
I don't.
That's my Heisman pick.
Oh, I don't
C.J.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
I don't see how it's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? C.J.
Especially
Stroud.
with him throwing to probably the best receiver in college football in Smith and Jigba.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you want to go, I don't think it's kind of hard for a quarterback to win back-to-back Heisman's. Given Lamar almost did it. That's really about it. Only one back-to-back. So I mean, I don't think Young can do it. So I'll give this one this year to C.J. Stroud for sure.
The thing is too with Stroud is he lost. So he's obviously a year older.
Yeah.
So you got maturity, you got what you want out of that quarterback, which is just more development. But he loses his best receivers from last year.
Yeah.
You lost Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like seriously, that's unbelievable. Those are the two of the 4 best receivers.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a pretty good fallback option in Smith and Jigba.
Hey, it's Georgia.
Giving
All
up
right. Not Georgia. It's Ohio State.
230 yards in the Rose Bowl. That was ridiculous.
I mean, that's the thing with me in college football.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this show because you just begged. You just want to do college football so bad. I was like, all right,
we had to do it.
We can either talk about the Mets being first place and the NL East being better than the Yankees, so they're going to beat them tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can talk about college football. I guess we'll do college football.
Yeah.
The season only starts in like 3 days.
Yeah.
But,
so I know you have some conference championship picks. I don't know. I was waiting to see who you had coming out the Big Ten, honestly.
Big Ten?
Yeah.
I got Ohio State.
Okay, you do have Ohio State. And then you had and then the ACC, that's a toss-up this year, I feel like.
I don't think it is.
You don't think so?
I think it's NC State.
Really?
Like,
that's who I was going to pick, but I mean, it's really a toss-up between them, Clemson, possibly throw Miami in there, depending on who you ask. I'm not that high on Miami, but I think they'll at least get 9, maybe 10 wins this year.
Okay.
So I don't think they'll come out the ACC, but I mean they'll get pretty close.
Yeah, I really don't see a competition. Clemson's coming in 4th, right?
Behind who?
What?
Behind NC State.
No, I'm talking
Overall?
preseason rankings. Yeah,
Okay,
overall. They're
yeah.
coming in 4th.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
see
high. That's crazy.
I don't see that at all.
Especially given they won how many games last year?
No
Was
clue.
it 9, maybe?
Yeah, I mean it was under 10.
Yeah.
It was under 10. And that's not bad, obviously. But
Yeah, but given how Clemson was the past
yeah, and
almost decade.
It's just Clemson hype. There's
Yeah.
no reason to have it.
Not really.
I have no idea where the Clemson train is coming from this year.
I don't think DJ's that good of a quarterback either.
No.
I don't think he's that great of a
Okay.
quarterback.
I mean,
I couldn't
see
even
it.
tell you anybody else on that roster.
Clemson?
I really couldn't.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked at it, but I mean, nobody really jumps off the roster at me.
Right.
So I don't think they have that great of a shot to beat NC State. NC State really came out of nowhere, honestly, because they lost. Who they lost? Like they lost. Who was the tackle from last
Econwu.
year? Yeah.
My
they lost
favorite
him.
player in the draft, by the way,
Yeah.
and the Texans drafted Derek Stingley Jr. 3rd instead of Econwu, and I guess now I am an LSU fan. So
But yeah,
Right.
I definitely agree with you on those 2 picks with Ohio State. Ohio State coming out the Big Ten is pretty obvious. I have them winning the Natty. I got them winning the whole
Ohio
thing.
State,
Yeah,
the
I
whole
got
thing?
them. I got them winning the whole thing. Easily they have the best offense in football right now.
Oh, for sure.
They easily have the best offense. Defense is solid.
Yeah.
I really don't. Nobody in the Big Ten will come close to beating them. I don't really think.
I think Michigan always has a shot just because. And by the way,
I don't know about
the game is at Michigan this year.
No, it was at Michigan last year. It's in the shoe this year.
I lied. It's at Ohio State this year. But I always think Michigan has a chance, and I guess.
I mean, you could say that about everybody. Everybody has a chance.
I mean, yeah.
but
yeah,
good
give me
chance.
Ohio State
I don't
for sure.
think I like if I was to put money on it, I'm going Ohio State every day of the week, any day of the week. I'm not ever putting money on Michigan to do anything. Anything that involves Jim Harbaugh, I'm not putting money on them.
Really?
Ever.
You're
Never.
done at the both
Done-
Harbaughs or just Jim?
Just Jim.
Oh, really?
Just Jim.
Okay,
Just
John, you're
Jim.
safe.
Yeah, I'm good with John
Take
right
the heat
now.
certified John Harbaugh.
I'm good with John right now.
Yep.
And then for SEC championship, I have Georgia versus Alabama, with obviously had Georgia coming out of that one. I do have Alabama coming into that game 11-1. Who's the one loss to? What team did I bring up earlier?
I think he said. Wait, let me guess. Arkansas.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Given this game is in Fayetteville, however you want to say it. It's in Arkansas. Last time Georgia played in Arkansas, they almost lost. So
Who's
I do.
Arkansas's coach?
Sam Pittman.
Pittman.
Yeah. So, I mean, coming in, I think Arkansas, honestly, if they can beat Bama and not lose any other game, they could come out the West, which won't happen because Arkansas might lose a couple games in there.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick A&M coming out the West, but I couldn't do it just because I don't see them going into Tuscaloosa and beating Alabama at all.
They beat them last year, guys.
Yeah, but I don't see. They got them last year, but I mean, it's kind of hard to beat them 2 times in a row.
No, yeah, I don't see it.
So I don't see that happening at all. And like I said, Saban with his last year was a rebuilding year, so I'm really intrigued to see how they play next year too.
I mean, I think it's always a toss-up with Alabama, really.
Yeah.
Because and this is, I know it feels like I'm just ragging on college. This is a college football preview show, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. I feel like I'm ragging on college football just so much for a guy that likes the show.
Yeah.
Or likes, I guess I like watching it, but it is ridiculous to me every year that there's zero parity. Dude, you have every year Alabama, Georgia,
Yeah.
throw Ohio State, Michigan there, why not? You know what I mean?
That's why it's fun
It's
for me.
just-
That's
I
why
don't
it's
like
fun. That's why it's fun for me now to see teams like Utah, teams like NC State,
We both really like Utah.
finally coming onto the scene and possibly making some noise this year.
Yeah.
Will they? Probably not when it gets to when they play teams like Ohio State, teams like Alabama. So I think Utah. I had them making the playoff at 12-0 because I honestly don't see them maybe 13-0 if they beat Oregon I have them playing
Wow.
Oregon in the.
13-0.
I mean, there's really nobody on their schedule that I see could
We're
beat
talking
them.
Utah, ain't we?
Yeah, they
Okay.
go into Gainesville to play Florida in the swamp. They
Terrible
play.
field, by the way.
Yeah,
We both hate
we
the
both
logo.
agree. Just everything about Florida just makes me mad. And then they got USC coming to town in October, and then they go to Oregon. I just don't see anybody beating them.
Like I
Honestly,
said,
I really don't.
That's the game for me, Utah and
Utah,
Oregon.
Oregon.
That's gonna be my favorite game to watch this year.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I just always like to watch Oregon Collegiate. I don't know. I don't ask
It's
me.
got
I
to
don't
be the
know.
uniforms. It's definitely the
It's the
uniforms.
uniform. Kayvon Thibodeau killed that, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Dude, that looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we're getting off topic. The basketball courts too. The trees.
It's
are
awful.
Awesome. You don't like it?
I don't like the court. I can't stand that court.
We might just have to change the
With the
subject and go
trees,
this right now.
With the trees
We're
on
gonna
the court,
have to
it
do
just
this right now.
looks awful to me.
I love
I don't
that
know. I really don't. I never have liked it.
I'm gonna get this next hat thing. We're gonna do this every episode, by the way. We're gonna get this next hat thing, and all I'm gonna do is just write down like over/unders on like how much you like arenas, and I'm gonna judge your score, and then I'm gonna judge you as a person after I see your score. And you're already down a lot.
We might have to do that one. But so going back to the SEC, it's really a toss up for me. Going back to what I said in the West, you have teams like Ole Miss,
Okay.
you have teams like A&M, you have teams like Arkansas. Mississippi State is
There you go.
really getting a lot of hype
I was
for
gonna say
some
State.
weird reason. I don't know. I mean, that's a dark horse. Will they? I think they get 8-9 wins out of that. And then you got who else did I
I guess
say?
it's such a tough schedule.
Yeah, it's really a tough schedule given given who they play each and every year, and it's finally SEC's finally stacked for once. And then you got
Memphis. I didn't know
yeah.
Memphis had a football team.
You talking about
Go
Memphis?
ahead.
You got Arizona up there too. I forgot they had a squad too.
Bowling.
They haven't been good in years, but I honestly, there's 4 or 5 games on Alabama's schedule where teams could make some noise and finally beat them.
Yeah.
Will it happen? No. Could it? Yes. But the only teams I really see getting a shot at Bama, they go to Texas, in Austin, they go to Arkansas, they go to Ole Miss. That'll be a good one, and then they play at home against A&M.
Okay.
All 4 of those teams have really great shots at taking down the Tide this year.
Is that their final game against A&M?
No, final games is Auburn.
Okay, always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was in Tuscaloosa this year, so I don't think Auburn.
Big
I
brain.
have zero faith in Brian Harsin at all as a coach.
Oh, for sure, not. Yeah,
Absolutely none.
So yeah, big brain right here. College football rivalry week. Never heard of her.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And then okay, so my now to my playoff picks. I have 3 teams going 12-0 through the whole season.
3 teams.
3. I mean, it's given. Okay, look, you got Ohio State at 12-0. We agreed nobody's beating Ohio
I'm
State.
fine with that.
Okay.
Like I said, I like Ohio State this year.
Georgia this year is 12, like the regular season 12-0. Nobody's gonna touch Georgia besides maybe Oregon.
And
Maybe I said,
Alabama.
well, that'll come postseason.
Yeah.
That'll come postseason. So I didn't even factor in championships into the record here. I just put 12-0.
That's fine.
Going regular
Yeah,
season.
we're just going.
So 12-0. The only teams I see touching Georgia might be Tennessee. I think that game's in Athens, so I don't really think they have a
Okay.
shot there. And then the neutral site game against Oregon. Those are the only 2 really unless you want to throw Kentucky in there, but I don't really see that at all.
I know, right? The Louisville fans are
So
bragging on Kentucky. It's like
that's just being honest, though. I really don't see them beating Georgia anytime soon. So
No, I
I
agree.
got them. That's 12-0, and then Utah. You don't agree with me here, but I don't see Oregon beating them. I don't see USC beating them. I think USC has a better shot at Utah than Oregon does.
I don't disagree with you saying Utah's not going to lose,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't. You're explaining it so clearly.
Yeah.
That's a hard season, dude.
Now,
That's a lot of football to win.
beating Oregon twice would be tough. Beating them twice in the season, because if they got Oregon once in the regular season and they'll possibly see them in the championship a couple weeks after that.
Yeah.
So going to Eugene, that's really a toss up for me, honestly.
Utah?
That'll decide Utah's season right there. That game alone, because if they go into that game 10-0, if they lose that game, you know how Pac-12 works.
Yeah.
If you lose one game, you're out of playoff picture. So that game
should
right
be.
there, yeah, especially for them. So if they lose that game, I feel like their season's done. They'll get a Rose Bowl bid for sure. But
Yeah, like they did last year.
yeah,
One of the best games, probably my favorite game of the year.
could you get 2 Rose Bowls in a row, or is that not how they do
I
that?
don't see why.
I mean, I don't know how they. I think do they do the best Pac-12 team, and then best Big Ten team, and
Probably.
that's how you go. Okay, that's
best
what I thought.
champions.
Yeah.
Yeah, champions.
So that game right there determines how that plays out.
I mean,
And then if they beat them there, honestly,
USC is going to be a tough game.
I don't know.
USC's coming
I'm
in
not
14th,
really on that
so.
USC train just yet.
I'm not either. I'm sorry.
That
to
was
break-
one of the questions.
Break everybody's heart. We looked through these questions, and one of the questions was, like you said, is USC a playoff contender?
Yeah.
We both kind of looked at each other. We're like,
I don't
what?
know. I don't know if I have that much faith in Lincoln Riley.
No, I don't see it.
Just
Not at
yet.
all.
He couldn't do it at Oklahoma,
Nope.
which I wouldn't say that's a better conference because the Big 12 also is just garbage now. But yeah, given Drake London, he's gone.
I just had to double check he was on this roster.
Yeah. I mean,
he played basketball.
he played for. I thought I knew that, but yeah, they just got every player possible from Oklahoma
Mhm.
for next year. So I mean, next year, sure, I'll give them playoff contender, but this year, I just don't see it.
So do you think USC just needs another year in development,
Yeah.
or do you just think they need
Given this
more?
is the first year of Lincoln Riley's regime, I'd say yes. Give them 1 year. This will be the year where they just rebuild and do what they need to do, get everybody settled, and then come in next year. Then they have a shot.
How old,
See
is,
how it goes.
how old is Lincoln Riley?
40s maybe.
Has he coached before? I'm sure. Well, obviously.
Yeah, he was at Oklahoma, but
I knew that.
yeah, before he was at Oklahoma. So
Names aren't matching.
yeah, speaking of Oklahoma, I don't think either one of us did this one for Big 12 champion.
No, I didn't.
I don't think. I mean, I don't think Oklahoma will win.
We
simply
covered
'cause-
ACC,
Yep.
Pac-12, Big
Yeah.
10, and SEC.
Yes.
So, what were you saying?
So the one irrelevant conference we have now is the Big 12, which probably won't be
A thing. Yep.
come 2 years,
Yeah.
maybe not even that.
We got to talk about that. On
Yeah.
The show. 'Cause
So
I've got so much stuff to
yeah.
just ramble on that.
I really don't see Oklahoma winning the conference this year with Venables. They lost their whole team to USC, like we said. Texas is Texas, so that won't happen. Oklahoma State, no. Baylor's your only really legitimate team. That's my dark horse team.
Baylor?
That was another question in the hat.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the dark horse playoff contender.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
So
Baylor
yeah,
specifically.
I was down for dark horse playoff contender. I was down to them in Oregon,
Yeah.
and I ended up going with Baylor. I feel like I don't think a Big 12 team will ever make the playoff again, just simply because of the whole everybody leaving, everybody coming, all that stuff. So I don't see them making the playoff, but I feel like they could make some noise and wreck some stuff
Okay.
by the time that comes around.
All right. Well, let's recap real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been going on for a minute. All right. So I think what we kind of decided on is that we chose the champions of each conference.
Yep.
So you're gonna hear the official first episode, official Take the Heat podcast, college football, 4 important conference winners.
Mhm.
I mean, ACC is not really important this year, but
Not really.
we're ACC fans, so there you go. All right. So Big 10,
Yep.
Ohio State.
Yep.
We're on this.
Yes.
I chose Ohio State, by the way.
That's who I had.
Javante Jean-Baptiste. I like him a lot. He didn't play much last year.
Okay.
Coming in this year, 5th-year senior. He's huge.
Yeah.
This dude is gigantic.
6'5", 250.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
got him listed right here, and like you said, you saw it. Dude
Yeah.
is massive. And, the C.J. Stroud stuff with him, of course.
I'm excited to see that first game though with them in Notre Dame.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
excited to
Notre
see
Dame's
that
coming
one.
in 5th.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
Oh, really?
No, I don't like
I
it.
mean, do we see that every year about Notre Dame?
But I mean, given Kelly's gone
Yeah.
and Marcus Freeman coming in first year, I don't understand how they're top 5.
Yeah.
I don't.
I get you.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens there. Given Ohio State lost the first game to Oregon last year, I want to see if they can bounce back and win the first game this year.
Yep.
So
Well, like I said, I got ACC. I got NC State.
I agree with that one.
All right, so we can actually get that.
Yep.
Devin Leary.
Mhm.
He's running. I saw him on a top 5 list for ESPN a few weeks ago, but Sam Hartman was right behind him, and then he tore his ACL.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
They play Louisville,
Okay.
and that is at Louisville. We're just
Gotta
talking
get
about
tickets to that game.
Say, I think
Have to
I
get
think
tickets to
I
that
got tickets already.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't buy them, but I think we got tickets already.
Yeah, I gotta get-
Devin Leary's coming back, like I
Yeah.
just said. Last year, as sophomore, with 3,000 yards, tons
Mm.
of 35 touchdowns. Come back as a
Sheesh.
junior, he's more mature, and even still, they got one of the best O-lines even after losing Conway, which is insane
Yeah,
because
it's
he was the
crazy.
best. I'm gonna ride or die on this. I
Uh-huh.
think he is so much better than Evan Neal. Is ridiculous, but that's just me.
Okay.
So
I can agree with that.
I think he can. We're talking about Conway, by the way.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I got NC State. They lost him. So I got one of the best O-lines. They got like 4 seniors on the line this year,
That's
including
really
one under center, which is going to be huge for Stroud. And the running game sucks, though. So. All right, let me hear yours. Let's get this.
Okay, so SEC, I had Georgia versus Alabama, and of course, I went with Georgia just because I've seen what they can do and what they're still possible like capable of doing.
I'm going to go to the game again.
Yeah.
Just
So yeah, I got Georgia coming out the SEC, and then Pac-12, I have Utah playing Oregon,
Yep.
and Utah coming out of that one.
We like it. So I hear it. ACC, NC State, SEC, Georgia.
Yep.
ACC, I
NC
said
State,
ACC.
yeah, Pac-12.
Big Ten, we had Ohio State,
Yep.
Pac-12,
Utah.
You had Utah.
Yep.
Do we got anything else?
Just keep your eyes on Utah quarterback Cameron Rising.
Okay.
Just watch.
I like it.
Keep an eye out for him.
And real quick, I just want to give a huge thank you to you first. I'm sure I'd like one back.
Hey, I appreciate you too,
Thank you,
Blake.
Jake. Thank you, Jake. I'm stealing this from another podcast. Listen to, by the way. And I like this is actually true. I think people that stuck around. I'm looking right into the camera. It's probably pretty weird. Thank people that stuck around. Thank Mr. Dench out there. Nate Gardner. He's a dude who switched for us last year. Thank you, Nate, for doing that. I'm not sure if you're out there controlling it right now, but there's your well overdue thanks. I believe Rex Wheatley is out there right now doing graphics for us. Stacy Wilder pointed to me to tell us to go on, and I think that's important. And like I said, I think everybody that stayed tuned,
Yep.
and we're
Appreciate
back.
y'all for real.
We're recording Thursday, guys.
Yep.
Like, we are so into the
Yep.
swing of things, and we are so ready, and we got so much
Loving it.
news we're going to
Yep.
do. And
I like
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
so excited. All right, Jake.
All
Last
right.
minute words.
Nah,
Got
that's
me
about
told?
it.
Let's get
That's about it.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all next episode.
Yep.